going on, guys? It is Tony from Lowell Paintball, and today I am here with Blake Yarber. It is Team San Diego Dynasty, the champions back to back to back. So let's talk a little bit about this.
Excellent. Thanks for having me.
No problem at all. So obviously we're here just days after your huge World Cup 2022 win. You've got the trophy, you got the medals, you've got the fame, the glory, you've got it all. So let's do a little before, during, and after. So before, a lot of people want to know, like, Dynasty. You guys have been around forever.
Right.
You guys have been champions time and time again. So, like, before, you guys did some practices. Where'd you guys practice?
Yeah, we practiced down in California, down in San Diego at Victory Paintball Park, ran by Fran. He does a great job down there. We practiced against the Ironman and New York Extreme. It's a pretty chaotic practice. You know, everybody's trying to figure out the field. In that practice, I thought everybody was playing a little fast. But going into that practice, it was, you know, there was these rumors on the team that someone might be showing up to practice.
Okay.
You know, and this ghost that we're speaking of is kind of like a ghost. So you never know if they're going to come true.
Correct.
You know, if he is going to come out of the bushes, and sure enough, there's Oliver.
So Mr. Lang makes a comeback at a California practice before this big event.
Yeah.
Did you, like, when you were like, oh, he's, like, actually really here? Kind of like that? Or because like you said, he's a ghost. Wasn't quite sure if it was going to happen.
Right. You know, we all show up to the field, and we're happy to see our teammates. So I'm going through my teammates, and there's Oliver standing right in front of me. You know, and I haven't seen Oliver in 6 years, mind you.
Okay.
From when he left the team to that point at practice, you know, and I had heard whispers that he's coming, but you know, I'd forgotten already. And there he is.
You were just focused on, I know my teammates, and boom, 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 and then you're like, wait. Pulled out the glass. He's like, holy camole! 6 years later, you saw the guy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was special, you know. He's a special individual in my heart, and obviously to the paintball world and to Team Dynasty.
For sure.
So it was great having him out there. You know, he was a little rusty as far as his gun techniques and everything, but his mind
still
was
the
there.
same mentality.
Yeah, it was amazing. You know, he started firing away instantly. So we kind of
You put him right onto the practice field.
Yep.
There you go.
Know, San Diego Dynasty, we're stacked right now. We got 11 bodies in the roster, and Oliver showing up, you know, it makes it even more dense with 12 bodies.
Yeah.
So we created 2 lines, and we started rifling people through these lines, and Oliver just fit in. As
always, right?
Yeah, you know, it was amazing. I haven't seen Oliver in 6 years, and it was like I saw him yesterday, especially the way that he was playing. You know, he was a little rusty in his gun techniques, like I was saying, but he hadn't lost a step.
Well, he had been out of the country a while, right? He was traveling a lot. I saw pictures from definitely not within the United States, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he went for some time through the Middle East, you know, through Egypt. I don't know all those stories. You gave me some good stories.
Oh, I bet.
Some good campfire stories.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then he moved to Bali and was living in Bali and started this new Hormesis thing with Alex Frazier from
That's
the team.
taken off huge. Speaking of that, Hormesis, good Lord, this is like a culture that literally came out of nowhere almost to me, and I was like, Hormesis, and then it's a craze.
Yeah.
Like, really it is.
Yeah, it's special, you know. There's a meaning behind it, which I think makes it special.
Do you know, could we touch on that just real quick?
Sure.
So what does Hormesis like stand for?
Okay, you know, you're gonna have to ask the owners.
Fair enough.
But they're gonna tell you. I believe what they're gonna tell you is it can mean whatever you want it to mean.
Okay.
But it is striving behind putting your best foot forward. You know, forget all the nonsense and just come here and deliver for you, for me, for everyone. This is the place to be, right? And I think that is.
And no matter what you're doing in life, not just paintball or just in general, like give it your best foot forward. Right. I mean, that's really obviously great advice, whether getting an education or whatever it may be.
Right. You know, that's my translation, you know, and it's probably different than what they're going to say, but.
Oh, no, fair enough. I'll go to Ollie and Alex for that one, for sure. Okay, so a little bit before you showed up to practice, Ollie shows up, cool, ghost. Okay, so now you guys practice, you guys feeling good about the event, feeling good about the layout?
You know, the layout, we're still trying to figure it out. So we practice Ironman and Extreme, New York Extreme. And, you know, it's a first week in practice. we're kind of digesting all this. We're going over footage, trying to learn what we can from it. We fly to San Antonio, Texas to practice against X Factor the weekend after with LVL came down.
Okay. Yeah.
And X Factor, they played a very, very slow and conservative match. They really worked as a team. And us coming out of Ironman and Extreme, we were,
Fast
heavy.
pace, you were saying,
we were
right?
heavy on the gas pedal, and so X Factor, they kicked the shit out of us the first day. Are we allowed to cuss on here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're all right.
Perfect. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Sorry in advance, guys, for my French.
Worse than they said.
They really delivered it to us. So Saturday night we had a team meeting and kind of went over things. Came back Sunday and had a much better showing against X Factor and LVL. So then, from that point, I flew to Columbus, Ohio, where my wife drove down from Michigan. We met up in the van, and then I drove from there to Cup. Yeah, it's fun.
And then you knew it was time.
Yeah, it was time. We got there Tuesday night. The boys were there, and everything is paintball focused. What's funny is that there was this hurricane that was coming into town.
Yeah, we knew a little bit about that.
And so some of our guys weren't supposed to fly until Thursday morning. So we made some phone calls. We pushed flights around. And unfortunately, that meant that some of our family members couldn't come because, it's hard to change 10 itineraries as it is to 2.
Oh, 100%.
So, it was unfortunate, but I hope and pray that everybody understands that, we had to do what we had to do in that situation.
You had to get the players there first.
Right.
First,
had to get them there, and I think that we made the right decision. They flew in. They had to.
I think it turned out pretty well. I would say.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we got the boys there. We practiced aftermath. How funny is that? On Wednesday at about
fellow, California
yes, correct.
team. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
At 1 p.m. and just before the hurricane hit, and it was a hurricane. I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was a windy rainstorm.
Yeah, it was windy for sure,
Yeah.
but it wasn't anything mind blowing.
Right. It ruined some tents at the venue, but Florida has a sandy turf, and it just soaked it right up, and we were good to go.
Yeah, that was wild. We had to change speaking flights. We changed a couple of hours around to make it work to get down there because later on Thursday no one was getting in, so changed our flights. Back on track though. Okay, so you're at the event and first match of the day. Do you remember who you played your first match of the tournament?
Yeah, we played Houston Heat. It was a good match. Everyone's trying to find out the rhythm of the paces. And at that point, I think Skinny was running through 11 bodies on our roster. And he's trying to allocate play time for everybody so that everybody has a fair chance at getting play time. But with 11 bodies, it's hard. It's hard to let people get in a rhythm. So, Skinny has to make decisions on who he's going to go with, and those decisions come quick. And to me, I was fighting in a middle position between Yosh, Oliver, Mikey Urena, and myself. And it was quite evident that people were not showing up to watch me. They wanted to watch the man, the ghost, come out of retirement and play.
Right.
So, as much as I wanted to be on the field, I was okay with the circumstance that, can Oliver really show up and do it?
Yeah.
And that was the question. And
I'm sure if he didn't,
right,
I'm sure coach would have been like, you know what, we're gonna put these other guys in.
Right.
So he did though.
Right. So
showed up and played.
Yeah, he showed up.
Yeah.
He showed up.
Fair enough.
The team showed up. Obviously, it was a great weekend for the team. We played Heat the first match. Learned a lot, and then we went up against the Tauntauns, and a big shout out to the Tauntauns. They came over from Europe. They were missing some of their better guys, in my opinion. But geez, they didn't play like they were missing some of their better guys.
Still played really well.
Yeah,
I think they made it on to the quarters or semis or whatever it may be.
Yeah, they made it all the way to I believe you're right, the semis.
Okay.
They lost against. Let me see if I can remember. They lost against Damage.
Okay.
Yeah, Damage kind of put a whooping on them.
So speaking of semis, okay, we're gonna speed you up here. Semis.
Yes.
Going into, if you guys win, who did you guys play in your semifinal match?
Okay, semifinals we played against Impact. Nope, sorry. Impact lost against. Sorry, guys, this has been a whirlwind.
No, you're good.
So,
There's a lot of things going
the
on.
semifinals we played. Well, we started the quarters against Aftermath, and that's why it was funny that we practiced against them.
Mm-hmm.
I think we won every point against Aftermath in practice, but that match that we played against them in the quarters was not the same.
It was tough, yeah.
Yeah, we went to overtime. They gave us our best match
Oh,
on
wow.
the weekend. They played excellent.
Yeah.
We then went on to play. Boy, who did we play? Houston Heat.
Heat in the that's what I was thinking, like, because you knew if you guys beat Heat, like you guys were going to the
Right.
finals, and you
Right.
guys knew this was it. Like,
Yep.
if we beat them, we're headed to the finals.
Yeah, and you know, I don't. We just had our plays really dialed in. Our tempo was accepted by all players. You know, and that is a thing. You know, you can have great plays lined up, but if the players aren't willing to accept the tempo of the play,
Oh yeah, it's just gonna fall apart.
it's going to fall apart.
Yep,
And our guys they really signed up to what Skinny was laying on the table.
There you go.
And so we beat up Houston Heat pretty bad, and Oliver had some great points on that one, you know, I'm gonna speak about Oliver a lot because Oliver came out of this 6-year retirement,
Just
you know, and
went
I think
after it.
I think he played one time in Bali, a rec day, you know, he just played
just messing around. Yeah.
just messing around, and so. You know, I don't mean to step over all the rest of my teammates, including myself, but it was unbelievable to watch a man come from the last time we played, we lost the tournament. He retired, played one day with the Titman, and now here he is playing World Cup.
Back to playing professional X-ball on the biggest stage in the paintball community,
Yes,
per se.
right.
Yeah,
With
literally.
the world.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Very true.
As you know, that's what they call
Yeah, I feel you. Okay, all right. So you beat up Heat, and then you're on to play. Was it Damage, right, in the finals?
Damage in the finals.
National anthem. I gotta
Yep.
say, I've seen some
Yep.
photos. People
Yep.
getting pretty emotional as the national anthem went on, huh?
Yeah, you know, the I don't know what happened, but this is my 10th year on Dynasty. You know, I've been to World Cup in the championship 5 times. We won 4 of those.
Okay.
You know, prior to this moment, and so all the other championships, you have this roughly 2-hour window from the semifinals to the championship match that you could go take a nap. Well, I take a nap. I'm a nap king.
Getting ready. You gotta get energized. You know.
But anyways, where I'm going with that is, I think maybe we had an hour, and so in that hour you have to consume your food. You got to get rested, and you still got to link up with your teammates. So we were going over to the field. I left something in my gear bag, so I ran back, grabbed that thing in my gear bag. So I come around the corner, you know, and my teammates they're huddled up. So I dropped what I had into my gear bag. I dropped my gear bag, and I go get my hand in this huddle, and Oliver's giving a speech. You know, this is pre-World Cup championship speech.
Mm-hmm.
And
By Oliver Lang.
By Oliver Lang, and I'm buying into the moment, and I start looking around, and my teammates, you know, there's so much emotion. Some of my teammates are crying.
Yeah.
You know, Oliver's crying. It was an incredible moment. I'm thinking, what did I miss?
Yeah.
I just walked away for a second, and here I am. You know, anyways, fantastic speech, but it really put everybody into this moment of this is where everything in our world revolves around this moment. You know, and it doesn't matter about all the rest of the stuff. It was just about this moment. You know,
Did he have any true words, or are you not going to speak about those?
you know, I'll just let you guys go listen to the speech.
There we go. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Sounds good.
You know, my translations aren't going to be the same.
No, that's fair. Yeah, we can definitely get it from the man himself, huh?
Yeah.
So the win.
There's a couple videos out, so go watch
I've seen that. So the win. You guys seemed like you pretty much laid it down in the finals.
Right. You know, we had at that point, we're talking about the rhythm and the pace of the matches. By that time, everybody was
In
bought
sync,
into,
man.
yeah, and we pulled out some new plays that we hadn't shown all event. I don't even think they worked, but I think we, the first new play that we pulled out, I think we lost. But anyways, where I'm going with that is our coaching staff did a fantastic job. Kyle was on the clipboard with Skinny, and they really did an excellent job. The rest of the teammates, Mike Urena, myself, and Arturo, we didn't play in the finals, but that doesn't, I really felt that we had more involvement than just being on the field. We were giving micro adjustments to the players, and that is why Dynasty is so strong right now. We just have so much knowledge, and we're willing to help our teammates more than anything. That's a special thing.
And that's what makes a great teammate. Some players realize, hey, I might not be the best, but I can definitely offer you knowledge that I'm watching from the sideline, or like you said, making those micro adjustments kind of on the fly. Like, this is what I saw. Do you think that would work for you, or whatever?
Exactly. Exactly.
So that's what makes a good teammate.
Yeah.
You don't always have to be out there on the field. You got to be helping your team win.
And it's funny. I had this interview with Matty Marshall in San Diego. Matty came out to the Ironman and Extreme practice. And he pulls me aside, and we're doing this interview, kind of like what we're doing right here. And he says, Blake, Oliver comes out to the World Cup practices. Is he going to play World Cup? And I said, well, Matt, this isn't the first time that Oliver's done this. I don't know if you guys remember, 2015, I think it was, Oliver comes right out to World Cup, and we win World Cup that year. So I told Matt, yeah, he's going to play. He's going to play good, too.
Yeah.
And we're going to win.
And you guys won.
Yeah.
You guys won.
We willed it. And I don't mean to take it away from those other teams. Those other teams, they played good, but gosh, we just put a lot on the table this year to be in this moment.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. It was honestly fantastic to see you guys pull it out, which was everyone, even a couple guys behind the camera right now, didn't believe that Oliver was going to make a comeback and play. There's no way he's going to be playing, and there's no way they're just going to come back and win World Cup, but you guys did it. So before we close this out, let's just talk about, you guys won. How was the emotion with the team? Probably just ecstatic, huh?
It's insane. It's never been done. Three-peat.
Yeah.
3 World Cup victories in a row. That we get 3 World Cup champs, and we get let's see, which one's this? This is the series. No.
One is a series, and
one is a series, and one is a World Cup. That I don't know if that's ever been done before in a row.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It's a historic moment.
So the win must have been so crazy that we have to talk about this handle over here. That there was a handle there, huh? Because
a couple beers deep, things start going missing.
Okay,
it was
so
great,
a few very, very just emotional players that had something to celebrate.
Yeah, it was great. We got to go to Charlie's. We had some king steaks. It was excellent, and then and the beer started flowing, and the dancing came out.
Yeah, and Joe, do you have anything else for us?
So the main question, the one that the internet always wants to know, always debates, who is the GOAT? We talked about it in the pro shop. You started to weigh in. I said, you know what, Blake? I'm going to cut you off. I want to hear it on camera for the people. So that's what we do this for. So who is the GOAT in your opinion?
Okay, in my opinion, there's 2 GOATs. It's Ryan Greenspan and Oliver. Oliver has this, Greenspan is a fantastic player. He brings back points all the time. But where Oliver is unique is that he brings this emotion to the rest of his teammates. He makes the rest of his teammates better. Not that Ryan doesn't do that. Ryan does that as well. It's just that they're different yet the same. So I'm going to give it to Oliver, but Ryan is right behind him.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching.
One last question, and the other one that everybody wants to know. Is this a one and done? Is Oliver coming back? Is he here to stay? Is he going to disappear into the sea underneath a wave and we won't see him again for 6 years?
Here we go. He's really got you on the spot, Blake.
You're gonna have to ask the ghost himself.
Oh boy, I've had a feeling he's been like cliffhanger like that. So here we go. All right, hey, I appreciate you, my man.
Great.
Thanks for stopping by. Hey, it's Blake Yarber. It's Team San Diego Dynasty, and they are the back-to-back-to-back champions of the world. Thanks, my man.
Thank you, guys.